Me personally, I mean, I'm probably speaking for both of these guys as well. Look at the situation. You come into a situation where it's a younger team and trying to put pieces together to become a championship team. And when you're put in place to be involved in that, that says a lot about you and the organization that brought you here. And even though we went from a great situation in Dallas, this is still a great situation, opportunity for us as well. And we're doing something that we love to do and that we dreamed about all our life. So it's always it's a blessing.
Yeah, I mean, just to piggyback on what he said, on the plane ride up here, we were looking at the standings, and the team is right here. It's still goals are obtainable, playoffs are reachable, and we just want to come in here and do the best we can, and do what we do best, play hard, add an aspect to this team to hopefully push us up in those standings.
Yeah, that's the thing we talked about on the way up here. We looked at the standings like he said, and I still feel like we have a chance to make a push in the Eastern Conference to make the playoffs, and that's our goal, and that's what we're going to influence those guys to keep fighting each and every day and get better as a unit and see what happens.
Number one, where were you guys during the game? And I guess you got to watch it. Did you like what you saw?
Yeah, we were actually in the back watching the game in the locker room right here, and of course we like what we saw when you get a win, especially after that game, after the trade. So I'm glad the guys got the win. That's a good start.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, it's always great to have a win. It's a tough league to win in. No matter who you're playing against, you have to respect your opponent and go out there and play your hardest. The way the guys play tonight, sharing the ball, helping one another on defense, getting back in transition, doing all the small things together. That was intriguing to us, watching in the back.
And the spirit of the building?
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's one of the best places to come and play basketball in the NBA. Fans are passionate. We're in the airport, taking a lot of pictures, meeting a lot of fans. So the town's excited. Boston lost one heck of a player, but we feel like we come over here to prove a lot. And we know we can play some basketball, so we're excited.
Obviously, it's early, but the NBA being what it is, practice time is pretty scarce. How do you guys get up to speed in this kind of a situation?
Well, I mean, we're basketball players, and that's something, like I said, we love to do. We are all smart individuals and smart basketball players, so we'll definitely adapt quick. We watch film with Coach already, so he showed us some things and told us what he's looking for, coming from us pretty much individually and collectively. So it's going to be a challenge. It's not going to be easy. These three guys right here, we wouldn't want it any other way anyway. So we're going to accept all the challenges.
Yeah, we over in Dallas, we had an NFL playbook, so we'll be ready to get crack down on the scheme and defensively, offensively. I don't think it'll be too much for us to handle. We'll be able to learn on the fly. We've been playing for a while. Jay's the youngest, but he's been in this thing for 3 years, so we'll be ready.
Yeah, piggyback on those guys. We watched film earlier with Coach, and tomorrow we get to Miami. We're going to go to the gym, us three guys and a couple other guys, to run over a few plays, run over a few sets, and try to get the scheme of things, how things go down here in Boston. So I think we'll pick up pretty quickly, like these guys said, and as the year goes on, we'll get better.
Well, I mean, as a point guard, you put in a position to lead, and sometimes you have to get out your comfort zone to lead, which is definitely fine to me. Like I said, I accept all the challenges, and I have throughout my 10 years. This is my 11th in every locker room. I've earned respect from guys, just from things I've accomplished in my career, from the teams I've been on. From the way I carry myself, so I'm just here to help any way I can. Yeah, it's a little weird. I don't never worn green at any level of basketball, but I think it complements my skin tone, though.
What do you guys know about Brad Stevens, or have you heard about Brad Stevens? And do you think it's unique that he already wanted to sit down and watch film with you guys when you guys first walked in the building?
When he told me he was friends with Stan Van Gundy, I knew I was going to watch film right away. And but no, he's a great coach. I've watched him for years. He actually coached a guy I knew, Mike Green, while he was in college. So I heard a lot of great things about him. My college coach, Phil Martelli, he's told me a lot of great things about him. So, you kind of, watch guys from afar. You kind of know what to expect going into a situation when you have a guy like Brad.
Yeah, I mean, just watching him from afar, I really watched him closely more when he was in the college game, and, he didn't always have the 5-star recruits, but he always wins 25, 30 games every year. So, the guy can coach. He's a young guy, great mind. So we're looking forward to working with him.
Yeah, I'm glad us as men, him, put things aside, because his last college loss was against my alma mater. So yeah,
he controlled the playing time,
yeah,
right?
I know. back in the back, we put that aside, and we're moving forward. And of course, I know he's a winner in every level he's achieved. So I'm looking forward to playing for him.
Jameer, are you happy to be on Avery Bradley's team now?
Avery Bradley's a great guy. He's an ultimate competitor. Always respect him in his game. We've had some battles throughout the years. Me being in Orlando and him being here. And when he was really young, he really pressured me. But looking forward to it. Getting out there with him and fighting with him and not against him.
Jameer, piggyback on that, you played some big games here. Really big games. What's your recollections of playing here during those times?
I always loved the fans. The fans were, they give you great energy. The things that they do is they basically just cheer for their team and they get loud. You have some brutal fans every now and then, but that's just the love that they have for their team, and you have to respect that. So, just in terms of the games that I've had, it's just kind of feeding off the crowd, and every time you come into this building, it's a big game. You feel that atmosphere that's in the building. So you definitely want to step your game up and, like I said, and take on all the challenges.
And Brandan, your improvement over the last few years, I mean, is there something special you did? Was it just hard work, maturity? What went into kind of your development?
I think the biggest thing was the extra time during the lockout. I was able to heal up. I had some injuries that I needed to address. I was able to work on my game a lot, work on things that I need to work on, watch film, and I think it finally showed on the court. Got an opportunity, played well, been playing better and better each and every year. So I'm looking forward to what's going to happen here.
Brand, this question is for Brandan. You've very efficient down in Dallas, making the most of the minutes you have. You come to a Boston team that has a lot of guys in that front court who are also playing well. Just talk about that challenge in terms of a competitive standpoint, trying to find your niche with this group.
Well, that's the biggest thing I learned in Dallas. I don't worry about minutes. I don't worry about starting and coming off the bench. I just play what I get. And, the last 4 years I've been pretty efficient in what I've been doing, whether it be 15 minutes or 25 minutes. I make the best of it, and that's what I do each and every night. I have that mentality. I'm not worried about playing such and such minutes. I just play what I get.
Jameer, last season you were in a similar situation to this in Orlando, where you guys were young, but you were trying to win at the same time. How much does that prep you for this season and coming here and trying to lead these young guys and help them develop?
Well, even when I was going through that in Orlando, I've said that, that was just a different chapter and a different part of my career that's going to help me for another step of my career. And I didn't know it would happen so fast. But like I said, it's part of who I am. It's part of me. Not running from situations or, handling adversity well and things like that. So I've been put in situations in many different years, and uncomfortable, comfortable, and I've always found my way and fought through. So this is just another situation that I'm looking forward to.
We're going to keep these guys here another hour. Seems they've got a light day coming in from Dallas. We just did a couple photos of each of you guys. Here are the New Jersey gentlemen. We haven't got a lot of numbers left in case you haven't noticed in our history here, but here we go, guys. Thank you. There you go. You guys, yeah, we'll stand up. Stills and video both. Okay, videos, why don't you go first?